The theory is that it's a dead house, meaning... Hey, Tony here, Random Adventures 2.0. Where are we at and what are we doing? Well, where we're at, we're in a cemetery. What are we doing? Well, I've been walking up along these woods. I came here yesterday. There is 5 cemeteries just all right up against one another, and I found this one here. We looked at a spooky building that's up there. It was so foggy and so rainy yesterday that I couldn't really scout things out, but I think I've got a spot just on the point right up here. So if you're ready, buckle up. Here we go. We're going in the woods. All right, let's go. So the idea is to get just on the corner up here, and there's a flagpole that's over there. It doesn't have a flag on it, but it's an old rusty flagpole, and the chain keeps hitting the pole and clank, clank. So it is windy. It's about 55 degrees right now, and it is going to get chilly tonight. So let's go on and get in maybe somewhere right around here. And you can see the cross right in the center of that circle. But the building that I looked at, maybe we'll go right in there. That looks like a good spot to sneak in. But the building that we looked at yesterday was right over there on that mound. Maybe I'll ditch the backpack and we'll walk over there real quick. But it is getting late, so I got to pick my 2 trees out, and I think I want to stay up in this area. Oh, I need to find 2 trees. Yeah, this is one cemetery here that we're looking at where that building is. There's another 2 or 3 that way. There's about 2 across the street from where we're at. And then there is, I think, 1 or 2 down that way. You can kind of see it through the woods there. As I was coming in, I saw a car down on that one a little while ago. And that had parked at the back of this cemetery, and I was sitting over there, and I thought the car left. And I was looking at that area to maybe do the camp, and look over, and there was a guy running up the cemetery, but he had a black hoodie on and had his hood up, and he was running. And first I thought he was just running from something, but then I realized he was running because he's a runner. So my heart stopped beating, and then I came over to this one to check this area out. So here we are. I like that tree right there, and I like that one right there. So let me get this backpack off and get things unloaded. Like I said, I want to get my hammock set up real quick, and that way we have enough time to do a little bit of walking around. Let me set this down here. All right, because we want to do that before it gets too dark. I'd like to see that building more in the day, and I got a light along, so maybe we can shine that in the window. I looked in there yesterday, and I thought it was a old mausoleum, but it's not. And a couple of you had told me that what they think that it is. It's been here a long time. Yeah, it has. All right, well, let me get this opened up and get my backpack opened and get my hammock out. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating all this wind that we've got. It's pretty windy and cold. All right, so let's unpack this and get to the hammock. We got our straps. So you can see I've got this compressed down pretty good, but first thing we got to do is get our straps up. So we got the hammock hooked to the first strap, and I'll just pull this out. So this is very quick to deploy, and that's what we need when we're doing something like this. All right, so it is supposed to rain. Well, kinda. It looks like it's gonna rain. They're calling for a little chance. I better put the tarp up. I hate to put it up if it's not going to rain, but this time of the year, you get a lot of moisture. We had a lot of rain yesterday, so there's a lot of moisture coming off the ground. This wind will dry it out, but just more to do because I want to get over there before it gets too dark. But before I do that, I've got to get this finished set up. All right, so let me go ahead and get the hammock finished, and then we'll see how dark it is. I keep thinking I see somebody. Oh, this is going to be a nervous night. Because that's another reason I didn't really want to put the tarp up if I didn't have to. Yeah. Is because it's harder to put it away if we got to get out of here. Oh, wait a minute. There is somebody over there. They're walking a dog. Oh, that's the one thing about cemeteries and stuff. They are a place to walk. And people, like that guy earlier, was running through here, and that was down over that way at the other one, but this person just came from over in that direction. I thought I saw something. I saw the dog was going back and forth, and then I'd look, and then I thought it was a leaf, but they just came down and went that way. I'm just going to hang low for here a second. Yeah, this is the time of the evening where people, just get off work. Like, hey, let's go take our dog for a walk in the cemetery. But in the summer, this would be a lot harder. But it is cold. Oh, my hands already. Okay, they're down a little further. All right. Maybe I should put the tarp up just to kind of protect me a little bit more. All right, let me do that. There's an ATV that's coming up the road. It sounds like it's on the other side of the road, like it went up in there. Whew, this is nerve-wracking already. It's not even dark yet. Oh my goodness. Well, once I put the tarp up, I'm pretty much committed. Should we do it? Keep going? Oh yeah, that ATV went right up on the other side of the road, going right through that cemetery, up on the paved road. I went up there yesterday and I didn't see a way out up there. Like it didn't connect to, like there was no exit up in that area. Interesting. All right. Well, this has the split ridge line. It's going to take me a minute to get all this ready to go. So maybe I'll just bring it back once I'm done with it, because I'm going to have to fidget with it a little bit. All right. Well, oh, there goes a car up the road too. All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, that's back. So I'm back. I didn't see anybody else coming through. It is getting darker. Doesn't look it in the camera, but this is what I've got, and I've got it kind of set up a little different. But this is the OD green one, which should blend in pretty good out here. So I'm utilizing some trees because I want it nice and open, especially here in a cemetery. I don't want to be like in a tent where I can't see out, because if anything's coming near me, I want to be able to hear or see what's coming. All right, so I do have the doors splayed out. So I've got that one going right over here to this tree. I'm tied off to a branch up there, but we've got a nice little, oh, that was interesting battling with the wind to get this up. But I do have the one flat down right here for the door, and I do have this one on this side kind of closed in because the wind's coming from that direction right there. So I think that will be good. Yeah, this one's got the places right here for our mod poles as well. So I didn't get those out. I've got them along with me, but let me sit in this, see how it feels. Because I actually have not sat in it yet. That way. Because I was thinking of laying with my head that way. Alright. It's perfect height, perfect everything. Like I said, it's getting dark quick. Oh my goodness. So I do have something planned for dinner. Well, it's going to be different. So, and I'm cooking on something different. I think that's what's different. But one of my subscribers mentioned, hey, why don't you ever use one of these? Well, because I never heard of one and I never had one, but I've got it along tonight. I'm going to do that, but I've got to get my table set up, and I still want to get over there while it's still somewhat light. Let me get my table set up, and then let's run over there and check that out. There's 3, 4, there's ATVs right over there. I didn't know ATVs rode through the cemetery, but I just got my table set up and I heard them coming. Oh, this is busy up here. There was another guy that just went down that way with his dog through the woods. Well, along the edge of the woods. Alright, well, I'm going to have to lay low. I was hoping to get out there to that building before it got dark, but I don't want to walk out there yet. It's about a half hour later. I made it out to the little road that's right here because I want to walk over there, but those ATVs, they came back through. I heard them talking to one another saying they were lost. So I don't think they normally come through here, but the guy with the dog, he ended up, the dog was barking all the way down through. I stayed as still as I could because I didn't want him to know where I was at. But they made their way down, so I waited a little bit longer. Now I'm out in the cemetery. And all the little glow lights that are, you know, the solar lights, some of them are different colors, and they're starting to light up all through the cemetery. But I want to make it over to that building, but with the light on me, I can't see very good when I'm walking, and I don't want to trip over something. So let me turn you around. All right, I do have my headlamp on, but it's not very bright. I don't want to attract any attention if somebody drives by. So I don't even know if you can see my headlamp or walking or anything. Yeah. All right. Well, it's just enough for me to see. All right, when we get a little closer, I'll bring you back once we get to that building. Okay, I made it over here. I'm going to turn a pretty big flashlight on it right now so you can see it. There you go. It's an old stone building. No windows except for in the front side of it. And when you walk up here, it's all a big bank. There's no steps or anything on the back side of it. So I don't know when it was built, but it's got a really heavy-duty metal roof. Yeah, I was here during the day, and you see the steel beams up there, and there's one in the center. There's a pipe over there too. Now, someone said that this was what's called a dead house. Now, that's the only comment that made the most sense to me. And it's old. But what's really interesting, and I'll explain the dead house here in a second, but you can see it's right behind this structure, which is a big wall. You're going to be able to see it better during the day, because I was up here yesterday in that fog. I'll link that video at the end of this one. You can click on that. This is what the thumbnail looks like, so you'll know, but it'll be at the end of the video, and you can kind of see what this looks like during the day. I'll tell you what, I'm not really thrilled about being out here tonight. Yeah, not thrilled. If you can tell, I'm a little spooked. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. All right. Well, do I want to look in the window? Oh boy, I'm a little worried about doing this. Yeah. All right, let's go look in the window. So the door, like I said in that video, is a metal door, and it is actually welded. Here's the window. So when I looked in here, originally I thought it was like a mausoleum or something, but it's not. And I couldn't see in here good enough. But what is that? Buckets and an old wooden ladder. There's a colander on the side, but it was probably used for storage now. At one time, for a while, there's an old window pane, but it goes down. I can't see how far down it goes. No, it looks like a dirt floor. Having trouble seeing in there. Kind of tough to see. Yeah, but that is. So the theory that someone said, it's a dead house, meaning it's not a mausoleum, but it's hidden behind this little shrine or wall. And in the winter time, when the ground was too frozen, way back in the day when they didn't have the equipment to dig, that the grave hands would store the bodies in what's called a dead house for the winter until the ground thawed out and they could dig a hole. That made the most sense. I didn't really think it would be like a storage building built out of stone, but maybe that was. Yeah. A little spooky. But it was really spooky when that fog was rolling in yesterday. Now it's just spooky because it's nighttime and it's this October and it's Halloween and stuff. All right, well, let me show you this stone thing a little better. There is a cross at the top and two pillars on either side. You see them right there. And this mound actually goes to the edge of both sides of this mound that it's grown on top of. And look at this. So they got upright rocks. That's to keep people from climbing on it. They used to do that back in the day on block walls and stuff so that people would not climb on it. Oh, I just heard squeaking. Uh-oh. I'm scared. All right. Well, I think I've had enough time up here. I don't even think I'm going to walk around to the front of it. All right, so that's the stone building. Like I said, really not sure what it was used for. Maybe you know. Maybe you can do a little history on it and let me know in the comments. But we're going to work our way back because we got to eat. Not that I feel like eating, but we've got to eat at some point. All right, I'm going to turn my light off and walk back. Oh, I think this is where we're at. So in the woods here, it's a little less windy. Well, it's still windy, but a little less windy. Oh yeah, there's our hammock and our setup. Oh, our backpack. So I did get the stove all set up and everything. So let me get the griddle out, or the piece of gear that we're gonna use for our stove and do our cooking. Oh, I can't wait to climb in there and go to sleep and wake up in the morning. Yeah, if I make it. That's creepy. Yeah, it is. So I am back and I'm all set up. Like I said, I keep hearing noises. That chain on that flagpole, it's not a rope. I looked at it yesterday because when I drove by it, I wanted to know what it was. It was a chain to put a flag up on a flagpole, but as the wind blows, every once in a while it clangs, and it's got me kind of a little nervous. All right, so what are we having? Well, what are we cooking it on? So let me show you what we're cooking it on first. So this is a Korean grill. Hey, so this is the bottom. This is designed to fit on your burner, and I'm using that Saturn burner that we've been using. And this is the top. Noises. So this is the top, and the idea is you lay your stuff on here. There's little grooves there. You can see it, little grooves, and on those grooves the juice and grease, fat goes down and it collects in the ring of this, and then it kind of produces like a little smoke that goes up around it, but it gets it away from your burner. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lay that on top of here. And what are we having? Well, I went and I got a New York strip steak, and so here's a picture of how I sliced it. I sliced it thin, so that's on the cutting board there. And then what I did is I put it in this Ziploc bag with some marinade. Now, because I'm carnivore, I don't eat a lot of stuff, but I got this stuff the other day. Carnivore Today, Adam, he met me out at Starbucks for our meetup along with the others that came. It was a great time. It was a pop-up meetup that I had out in Ohio. But Adam was telling me about this spice, and what the spice is made out of. It's called pluck, P-L-U-C-K. Picture. And it's, believe it or not, organs. So beef organs like spleen and liver and heart and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if I can get this it up on here or not, the ingredients close enough that you can read them, but there's a lot of good ingredients, and so I put that in here, and then I needed a little bit of a juice, like, to help it get kicked off. So I did use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Ooh, I don't know how you say it, but I say it that way. Worcestershire. And then I put a little bit of that in it, and a little bit of rice wine vinegar as well. Now I ordered little tongs to flip it and stuff. They didn't come in time. So I'm gonna have to use something else to flip it on there. Oh, and I didn't even bring a glove. Nope, I didn't. All right, so yeah. Well, this is it. And what else did I put in here? Oh, I put some Redmond's real salt as well. All right, well, I'm gonna get this fired up and get to cooking. This is gonna go either really good or really bad. We got the wind blowing. All right, so I'm gonna set this on top of here, let it start heating up. We might need to turn it up more. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, yep, it's starting to warm up. Good deal. Yeah, I wish I'd have brought gloves. Ooh. don't know how this is going to work. This might not be down close enough or hot enough. So we will give it an attempt. And I think I got another gas bottle. Let's turn that up. We're going to attempt 2 pieces on here first. Then we'll see how we do. Now I do have my Leatherman tool here that I'm going to use to grab it and flip it, but this might be real close to move. Yeah, unless I can block this air. Well, it's a good thing we're giving this a try today, because I'm really not that hungry. I might try these 2 pieces. If it doesn't work, I may just put them back in the backpack and save them till tomorrow. Well, it's not going too good. I was going to start my 100-hour fast this morning. Maybe I'm starting it this morning because this is not working out. The wind is too strong, and I forgot when it gets down to in the lower 50s, and it's about 51 right now, that your isobutane propane doesn't work as good. So I think I might have to make an executive decision and let you know how this tastes in 100 hours. Because the last thing I ate was this morning. I had 5 eggs. 5 eggs and 1 piece of cheese, and that was about 8:30 this morning. So hey, one way to look at it, I'm already 12 hours in because it's 8:30 now. All right, well, let me get this put away. I'm not going to go ahead and struggle with it and bore you with it. I do want to know how it tastes though, so I'm looking forward to tasting it whenever I get a chance. All right. See you after I get all cleaned up. I got everything cleaned up a while ago. I had to put my puffy jacket on because it is getting cold. I don't like cold weather anymore. I was trying to so I got this little microphone right here. So I was charging it up a little bit, but you just got to squeeze it. It's got like a spring on it. And when my hands get cold, I can't squeeze, even with my good hand. So I'm trying and trying and trying. Finally, I got it on, and I was like, phew, that was more work than setting up my tarp. All right. Well, I have been sitting here hearing a lot of noises. So one thing you want to do whenever you're out in the woods, and especially like a situation like this, I know I've done this 2 other times, where I slept in cemeteries, and it's all about controlling your thoughts. So, oh, let me, squirrel. I did want to say that as I was putting the beef away, when I picked the one up, I noticed that it was kind of cooked on the one side, and I wanted to taste it. So maybe I have to start my 100-hour fast from now, because I took a bite of it, and it was so good, I ate the whole thing. It was just a little piece, but very good. Looking forward to having that. I'll probably freeze it when I get home. It's going to stay good all night tonight because it's now under 50 degrees. It's right around 46 degrees. It is getting down pretty chilly tonight. It's getting down to like 39 Fahrenheit, which my Canadian neighbors would say, "What? That's not cold." For me it is. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll shine you around here just so you can see what it looks like. There goes the car. Ooh, almost turned my flashlight on. So that's the main road down there. That's the one that goes by the front of all this. But there it goes. All right, so you can see we're sitting under the tarp and the woods around us. So we've got cemetery on 3 sides of us. I don't believe there's one behind us. So we're kind of like in this little woods that just jut out here. And I think I hear another car. No, it's I think the same one. Just going down further. But yeah, we're surrounded by cemetery, in other words, except for behind us. Yeah, so if I hear anything coming, I'll bring you back. But for now, I'm just going to sit here and listen to the howling wind. Yeah. All right. Well, I will talk to you probably right before I go to sleep, unless something really interesting happens. And I'm kind of hoping nothing really interesting happens. Because interesting in a cemetery is not good. That's not good at all. No. Thoughts. Oh, there's another car. I gotta turn this off. Well, nothing interesting happened, so I am still here and ready for bed. So I am going to go ahead and go call it. But I was just out in Ohio, and I do have some good news. If you haven't didn't see my live that I had on that Sunday, first Sunday of the month, but my son and daughter-in-law had our 10th grandchild. So they had a little girl. So congratulations to Jonathan and his wife. And yeah, Miss 2.0 for becoming a grandmother again. So her and I, we have 10 grandchildren now. And I did just write a book, was inspired by my grandchildren. So I just put that. It's a Kindle book. It's just a bedtime story. Maybe I put the thumbnail, and it's not a paperback or anything like that. It was hard enough just doing that Kindle. All right, maybe a paperback sometime, but it's Random Randy goes on his first hammock camping trip. All right, well, I am going to bed, so you have a good night, and I will see you in the morning unless something creepy happens or interesting. All right. Lights out. Good night. See you in the morning. Well, the sun's up. Well, good morning. Oh, that was a rough night. Yeah, it was. So I had a lot of noises throughout the night. So yeah, not the most comfortable sleep. I did set up the time lapse with the sunrise. I just ventured out just a little bit, and I took a picture because there's a cross in the center circle there. I thought it turned out pretty good. There you go. Hopefully you like it. Well, we made it throughout the night and woke up this morning and ready to get on out of here. Still a little windy. It's blowing a bit, and it's a little bit of condensation on the underside. So I'm probably going to pack up my hammock first and then let this dry a little bit. Yeah, that's some moisture coming up from underneath. All right, well, if you think about it, leave me a comment and let me know if you would sleep in a cemetery. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again, to be honest. All right, well, let me get up and get the day started. All right, here we go. All right, so a big dump truck's down there. So I didn't even think about this. There are workers that work on these cemeteries. They just came in down there and they went over there. I was watching them for a few minutes, so I'm going to have to pack this up now, quick. And I will talk to you as soon as I get this all packed up. Oh my goodness, I got to keep this quiet. Because I want to get out of here before they see me. All right, talk to you in a minute. Oh, there's a truck over my shoulder. Okay, I don't know what they're doing. I've still got my tarp. I got my tarp. Is the only thing I've got to get down yet. I just rolled up my strap. I'm not sure what that lady's doing. All right. Well, let me keep working. I thought it was a lady walking the dog, but I don't know. The guy just came around there. He's back in his truck now. He's driving out. Oh, keep going so I can work. All right, it's gone. Got everything cleaned up, everything packed away. Man, this is like Grand Central Station. So, the more I thought about it, the guy pulled up alongside over there on the road, and he went behind that bush over there. There's no grave sites over there, so maybe he had to use a bush. That's the only thing I can think of. All right, but he didn't see me. There was another car that came in over this way, so this is a perfect time to get on out of here. And I want to say thanks a lot for coming along on this random adventure. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll do a cemetery again. That was a little rough. All right, well, until next time, check out some of these playlists right here, and maybe this video right here, and we will see you on the next one. Tony 2.0 out.